You know about auras, right? So you know you have an aura right here. Well, most people, and you take mystics or you take religious leaders, they have an aura that expands infinitely, that it can expand like miles and miles. So in your own small space, there is part of your energy and your aura that can go out and affect another person. I mean, how many times have you said, oh, I've just been thinking about you? Well, what is that exactly? So if they're thinking about you and you pick up the phone at the same time, they could also be thinking something not so good about you, or vice versa. And it's all energy. It's all connected in that way.
It's funny you bring up auras because, and I don't know if I told you this before, but this started for me because I started seeing auras.
I would love to hear that. I don't know how you started.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw them when I was a young girl, like I would say like 5, 6, and I just saw like colors around people and I didn't think about it for a second. It wasn't even something I realized I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just didn't, because the way that it appears to me, it's not like this slap in your face, like color, that's like, you can't ignore it. It's subtle and it's there and like, then it's gone. And, so I didn't think about it. And then I was I was actually in a therapy session with somebody who was also like a therapist, but also a spiritual advisor. And this was like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there, and when she was talking, I started to see an aura develop around her, and it was yellow. And I was like, I just had to tell her because I kind of realized like, I don't know what this is, but I'm actually realizing I'm seeing it. And I told her, and she validated it because she said people have told her that color around her before. And the way it starts out is like a small line around someone, like a white line, and then it expands if I'm like looking for it, right? So the thing is, I don't like to look for it because if it's appearing to me, I feel like it's a sign, it's something that's coming rather than me just like trying to see it. And I always look off to like the side of someone. So like I would be looking off to your left side or your right side, and then it would appear, not staring directly at the person. But anyway, I was looking before it started happening with you. It's hard because these frames are small,
right?
There was blue around you. So, I don't know if you've heard that before, but it was happening like on this side of you. Like a blue, it was more of like a sky blue than a turquoise. And yeah.
That is really cool. I've tried to read auras, and I did at one point know how to do that. And sometimes they'll appear. And like when I'm doing healings, they'll appear, but I'm like, I don't engage with it because I don't really know what any of it means. I do find it fascinating. And I think it's great to know that you were born this way, because this, similar to your experience, there are certain things that I was born with, but through life, I had to remember to bring them out. And I think that's a key component to recall or to remind people, is that we do have certain powers, if that's a loosely based way of saying, we do have certain things within us that is natural. It's part of who we are. Just over time, we've forgotten it. And the environment and the world we live in right now doesn't always embrace it, but I do think we're getting to a time where we are embracing it. This goes back to empaths. You would not truly be able to see an aura if some level of you wasn't sensitive. So you have to be sensitive. This again goes back to sensitivity. The fact that you've seen auras shows how sensitive you already are, and I think it's fantastic. And I think that a lot of us have this within us. We've done lifetimes of work for this, and now is the time that it needs to come out.
And I can just say briefly how to do it to relax your eye in that way, if you want to know. Like, do you remember those 3D paintings where you look at it and it's like this pattern, and you had to like unfocus your eye, and then you would see the image in 3D?
Right.
So that's how I would describe the way that your eye has to be relaxed. So it has to be relaxed in that way. And until you can get one of those pictures and then do that trick, then you can, I think, just try it on yourself or try it on a friend. It's really about relaxing your eye.
Right.
So I'm sure you can probably pick, If you like this video, remember to subscribe for updates. There'll be more interviews coming soon. Also, check out thethetatawave.com for more info.